In August 2024, my wife and I, joined by two friends from Ohio, visited the Age of Steam Roundhouse, a place I was unaware of until I stumbled upon it on the internet. The roundhouse looks like it's been there since the 1940s, but it's actually a relatively new construction, completed in 2010 to house a collection of locomotives accumulated by Jerry Jacobson, who made his fortune as owner of the Ohio Central Railroad. Proceeds from the sale of the Ohio Central in 2008 funded this project. This building, which looks like a station, has the ticket booth and gift shop. It's a working roundhouse and locomotive shop capable of doing almost anything to rebuild a steam locomotive. Number 643 is a 210 Fort Texas, built by Baldwin in 1943 for the Bessemer and Lake Erie to pull iron ore. It has huge 31-inch cylinders and is undergoing cosmetic restoration. Engine 19 is getting a full restoration. It's a 282 Mikado, built by Baldwin in 1915. 19 was used in the movies Emperor of the North and Stand By Me, where boys played chicken with it. As we left the shop and went into the roundhouse, we passed this big oil-burning 282 tank built by Alco in 1924. Mr. Jacobson began his collection with this 46010 wheeler that came from the Ohio Central. Interestingly, the Ohio Central had previously obtained it from Steamtown by trading an 060 switcher for it. That 060 was the Baldwin switcher you can see operating in my Steamtown video. This 262 Prairie was built by Baldwin in 1901. It was originally wood-burning, but was converted to oil. It's currently operational, but needs to be recertified before they can use it. This huge 484 Northern was built by Alco in 1942 for the Grand Trunk Western. It pulled Truman's election campaign train. Engine 401 was built for the Alabama, Tennessee, and Northern's new Lindbergh fast freight service. Lindbergh had just crossed the Atlantic when Baldwin built this 210 decapod in 1928, and the Lindbergh name was licensed and used to imply speed. The service was renamed after the kidnapping. Another huge locomotive in the collection is number 763, a 284 Berkshire from the Nickel Plate Road. It was built by Lima in 1944. Number 33 is a massive 280 consolidation, able to produce over 60,000 pounds of tractive effort. It was built by Baldwin in 1916 for service on heavy iron ore trains in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. It's operational, and they're getting it ready for certification, although I don't know what they can do with an engine this size on their small property. The roundhouse has a couple of fireless locomotives. I'd never seen one like this 040, which runs on compressed air stored in its triple tank at 800 psi. It was built by Porter in 1915. The other fireless is this steam-powered Heisler 040. This little 060 built by Baldwin in 1917 for Sturm and Dillard is operational and used for the occasional very short steam-powered rides they offer on the property. The Canadian Pacific had its 462 G2 class Pacific, number 1293, built in 1948. It's the newest steam engine in the collection. 1293 was used in the movie Terror Train. Number 13, a 280 consolidation built by Alco in 1920 for the Buffalo Creek and Gowley, was used by the docent to explain to the tour how a steam locomotive works. Number 1278 is an older sister to 1293. This one was used in the movie Funny Girl. This Canadian National 260 is sister to number 89 at Strasbourg that you can see in my Strasbourg video. Parts were pirated from this one to restore 89. 50 060 switchers like this were made by the Western and Lake Erie Railroad during the Depression to keep their workers employed. After time there and on the Nickel Plate Road, this one ended up in Mother Goose Land, where our friend, who was with us, remembered playing on it as a child. Hidden back where we could barely see it was this Reading Camelback. This little 040 saddle tanker was built in 1897 by Porter. Its smoke box was open, allowing the tour to see the boiler tubes. The only B&O switcher still surviving is this 060 built by Alco in 1904. It's undergoing cosmetic restoration. The tender is in terrible shape. During the Second World War, the Army commissioned development of the S-160 class 280 consolidation locomotives, which were limited in size and weight to ensure compatibility with Europe's later construction of rail lines. 2,120 of them were built. Not wanting to leave the Navy out, the Roundhouse also has this little 060. The Roundhouse is built around this turntable, which was moved to this location in the rural town of Sugar Creek, Ohio, from the Western Maryland Railroad. And these diesels are outdoors around the turntable. Our docent told us that Jerry purchased some of these diesels on eBay. Entry to the property is permitted only by means of a guided tour, and the ones available while we were there didn't include the yard, so we weren't able to see the items in the shed or get any closer than this to the outdoor items. A permanent resident in the Roundhouse is Chessie the cat. The Roundhouse tour had been a thorough and interesting couple of hours, but I'll admit when it was over, like Chessie, we were ready for a nap.